Hello Israel, it's me Red Planet coming to you with another video. Israel, my daughter did something that was wrong, and show you how we are as Israel. I blew up on her and got angry. I could have took it a different route and calmed down and handled it in a better way, but I blew up on her because I know my daughter situation, but I also know she know better. But it was just the fact that Israel, I could have handled the situation in a better way. And I know it's the Most High punishing me for my sins because we was going to get punished on the earth or in the earth. But she really made me blow my top. I mean, if I was a kettle, I would have been blowing off steam. That's just how angry she made me. And I had to conduct myself in a better way. I had to control my composure because I totally blew up before I knew it. I said some things I knew I have to go back and apologize for. And I know I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. But it's not so much of the mistakes that you make. It's apologizing to that person for what they done. And just to let them know, okay, I know you messed up. You made a mistake. It happened. I forgive you. You know, we good. We cool because I know I want the Most High to forgive me for the things I do. And I have done a lot of things in my life that I'm not proud of. So, Israel, I know the Most High has great substance in the kingdom for us. And I know we have to be first purged of our sins, but she had made me so angry with her. And before I knew it, I had said some things that I know was very hurtful because she said I hurt her feelings. But I wasn't thinking at the time and I didn't care. I didn't care about her feelings. All I knew was she did something wrong and I disapprove of and I blew up. And it takes a real woman to go and apologize and say, look, I was sorry, I'm sorry, I said those things. Did you forgive me? I could have took it a different route, but I let my anger get the best of me. And I said some things. Now I got to go back and apologize for. So I told her I'm sorry. I'm telling her I'm sorry again. You know, I forgive her and that I love her. But Israel, we have to say we're sorry for certain things that we do. And if I want the Most High to forgive me for what I've done, I had to go back and apologize to my daughter for what I done and what she done. She apologized to me for what she did, and I apologized to her for what I did. And I told her that I was sorry. Let's get into the video. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High of Israel. And I thank my Father to put that upon my heart to go and tell my daughter I was wrong. Take a real woman to admit that when you're wrong. Like it take a real man to admit when he's wrong. All praises to the Most High. And I just want to say I love you, Israel, from my heart to yours.
This is Rap the News. And I had to beat myself up about this one because it's 4:22 a.m. in the morning and my self says go to bed. And my spirit said, go on ahead and just put this out, man. So I'm just going to go ahead and listen to the spirit and put this out because I think if I lay down, it just bother me. So, material definition. And we're going to be talking about great substance. Because it said when we leave here, we'll leave with great substance. Material definition, a tendency to consider material possessions and physical comfort as more important than spiritual values. a tendency to consider material possessions and physical comforts as more important than spiritual values. That's the world. So this is a material world, right? And you're a material girl. Genesis 15:13, and I'll tell you how I got on this topic. And he said unto Abraham, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward shall they come out with great substance. So I was watching Elder Young One, and basically he was saying that basically we're going to have all kind of gold and material possessions. And that's not how I saw this. I see it as having that, material things as well, but it would make no sense. Let's say, okay, God is sending us back to Israel with great substance. What good is gold and silver when you return back to your homeland? What good is that? We're going to melt it down and make a little money out of it? And are we going to just buy, sell, and trade, or are we just going to help each other out? Like, what are we actually going to do? The money system is a corrupt system. So why would we need gold and silver? And so we'll get to the actual comment. So he was saying that we're going to come out with great substance. And then I wrote, the great substance is the knowledge of God. And he wrote back, what chapter and verse say that? And I wrote, we went into captivity because we had no knowledge. Isaiah 5:13. Therefore my people are going into captivity because they have no knowledge. But it's no knowledge of what? We got no knowledge of the devil and his system. And we got no knowledge of why is it important to be obedient to God. So I was watching Will Smith's children, Willow and Jaden. And both Jaden supposedly left the house at 14 or 16, and then went out in the world and got his ass kicked. And Willow went out in the world and got her ass kicked. And then they came back and they were sitting at their mom's red table talking, and they both said that basically we know why you put these rules down there for us, because you was trying to save us from what was going to happen to us when we went out there. Now we understand the rules. And it's the same thing to me with God. We feel like we can just go out into the world and do anything because God is protecting us, and he was our shepherd, and basically he was our strength and our power, and we didn't fear no Gentile or no man. But it was things out there that could corrupt you and then weaken you and then lessen you. And so basically you became nothing, and God had to let you learn your hard lesson. So he said, what chapter and verse? And I said, Isaiah 15. Therefore my people are gone into captivity because they what? Have no knowledge. We are saved from captivity because we became wiser. Isaiah 33:6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and the strength of salvation. And then I also put, the camel will pass through the eye of a needle before the rich man enter the kingdom. Then worldly wealth could not be the answer. And we go back to this. Matthew 19:21. But before I read that, it said, after God deliver us from these nations, we're going to come out with great substance. Matthew 19:21. Jesus said unto him, if thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have a treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions, great substance. Right? And then Jesus says after that, verily, verily, I tell you, that the camel will pass through the eye of a needle before his rich ass get into heaven. Genesis 7:23. And every living substance was destroyed. Now what's the substance? You and the material things which was upon the face of the ground, both man and cattle, was the substance. So you are the substance. And so what's inside of you may be hollow. People get these rich people, and they get rich, and they think because they got rich, they're smart and they know everything, and you find them out to be the biggest dumbasses in the world. Look at the president, right? The biggest jackasses and dumbasses in the world. They don't have no substance on the inside. In order to get substance, you got to go through something. You got to appreciate something. You got to gain something. You got to fill the inside up with more than food. And that's why it says, man shall not live off bread alone, but by every word that comes out of the mouth of God. That's your substance. You're going to live off that substance. When Moses was around God, he didn't require food or drink, right? Yeah. Psalms 139:15. My substance was not hid from thee when I was made in secret and curiously wrought in the lowest parts of the earth. My substance was not hid from thee. The substance is what's inside you. Great substance then mean that you're going to have the knowledge that you didn't have leaving there. Instead of it being like the other children of Israel when they left Egypt. They left with a bunch of material gain, and what did they do? They melted it into a big calf, right? Proverbs 8:20. I led in the way of righteousness in the midst of the paths of judgment, that I may cause those that love me to inherit substance. Here's some money, y'all love me. That's what you do to your kids when they love you. You give them money, or do you give them love back? And I will fill their treasures, your heart, your faith. Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Faith in God, love, right? You will inherit substance. Isaiah 29:8. It shall even be as when an hungry man dreameth, and behold, he eateth, but he awaketh, and his soul is empty. Right? You have no substance. Or as when a thirsty man dreameth, and behold, he drinketh, but he awaketh, and behold, he's faint, and his soul has appetite. Again, the soul. The soul has to be fed. What feeds the soul? Faith is the substance. Love of God inherits the substance. And the treasure is filled from within and not from without, because God says man looks towards the outer, but God looks towards the heart, the substance. Let's wrap the news.